How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Let me ask you something. Do you track your net worth? Because if you don't, you really don't have a good idea of where your financial situation is heading towards. The act of tracking your net worth actually makes you more aware of where you're spending your money, where it's going, and what kind of assets it's actually appreciating. If you're tracking your net worth, you'll likely see good investments go up, and hopefully your home value would go up if you have a home. But you'll see that if you track big ticket items such as cars, really large TVs, motorcycles, boats, and things like that, they would actually depreciate in value, which would cause you to not want to get as much of those things. Now, the fad these days is to use one of those net worth tracking apps on your phone, but I don't like those apps very much because you have to give them all your login information. You essentially concentrate all these login information inside this app, and hackers are probably drawn towards those companies that aggregate all this login information. So I see apps like that a very serious security concern. Even if they have encryption on their server side or on the app or whatnot, it's going to be cracked and you will eventually lose your information one day. So what do I use to track my net worth instead? I use a plain old spreadsheet. So here's an example of my net worth spreadsheet. I track my net worth every single month and I log on to almost every single account every single month around the same time. I also don't use the same security password for every single account for maximum security, of course. This spreadsheet I'm going to make available on Dropbox, and you can find a link down in the video description below. At the first part, you'll see liquid assets, and they'll consist of cash, basically, your various checking account, savings account, any online accounts. You just add all those up. Those are actually the cash, liquid assets. And then you have your investments. If you have any kind of brokerage account, you add all those up. If you have any stored employee stock purchase plan assets that is vested, then you can add those to your investments as well. If you have stock options from your work, you can add those to that as well. For the retirement portion, you might possibly have a Roth IRA, you have 401k from one company or another. You might not have consolidated into one, so I put that. There's a 401k unvested, so sometimes you have unvested value here, and that is not totaled up into the subtotal over there. Then we move on to the debts here, which are basically credit card debts, and you just add them all up. If you have a lot of different cards and you just add them all up. Sometimes these days I don't even add those up because it becomes a chore to log on to like 10 different credit cards. As you know, I have too many credit cards to do this. Then if you have a student loan, you also add the balance of that as a debt. Assets could consist of the equity in your home. So your equity fluctuates depending on the market value of your home. So then you can go on Zillow and check out the home value of your home and then subtract the balance of your mortgage and see if you have any equity left in it. And then I add in the major items here, which are things that are over $500. For example, a motorcycle, a car, or a big screen TV. And if you track how much they're worth from month to month, you would see that they're actually depreciating assets. Now with this template, you can go and download it and fill out all your other accounts as needed. Whatever things you have, just fill it all out and then you can see it populate and it'll give this chart over here. Having your net worth in chart form is very instructive because you can see over here that your mortgage balance is slowly decreasing. You can see your net worth is slowly increasing, and you can just kind of correlate with what you've been doing to increase your net worth further. So I hope that was helpful. I firmly believe that once you start tracking your net worth, you're actually going to be more conscious about your spending and you're going to actually see your net worth grow over time. Don't forget to help support my channel by signing up for Audible down in the video description below, or you can do it directly through my Patreon link over here. Don't forget to give me a like over here, comment down below, let me know if you use one of these net worth tracking apps, and don't forget to subscribe over here. Thanks for watching.